What is up, you fucks? We are back with another episode of Doom Scroll Cast. It's me, Lord Botha. It's kind of a wild weekend this weekend. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. I worked most of the weekend. And Wednesday just did video stuff, just kind of living the life. Nothing too crazy. There wasn't, I guess there's been a fair bit of news that we're going to take a look at and cover, I guess. We got on the docket today, we got Hollywood Writers Guild going on strike. Always a good time for that. Have absolutely no idea what their mindset is. The funny part is that they're going on strike against their own guild. So make that make sense. We're going to take a look at that article. What else do we have here? We also have, you know how like Highguard was supposed to be from an indie studio? Turns out, that's a bunch of bullshit, apparently. They had massive backers, which, I mean, to be fair, a lot of these indie studios have massive backers. But this one is particularly interesting because it's some more of that Chinese money. And it seems like the Chinese are trying to dominate sort of the live service gaming sphere. It feels like they're creating competition with themselves. I don't really know why. What else? Oh yeah, Warner Brothers. Apparently, Paramount pestering Warner Brothers and acting like a desperate dude tried to get a girl to leave her boyfriend for him is working. And Warner Brothers is actually paying attention to Paramount now. It's getting a little wild, that whole situation. So we're going to talk about that. More Highguard stuff. If you didn't know, Highguard's website was like down today. I don't know if it was just an internet thing because YouTube was also down today, weirdly enough, just earlier tonight. But yeah, we might take a look at that. Not a good sign if it's not something, internet related. And the guy who complained really hard that gamers were destroying Highguard and it was all toxic and all that. Basically, gamers were the reason why the game failed. And them complaining online about it. YouTubers were the problem, all that. He pretty much has dipped out of social media. He's gone. He quit. It was the heat was too hot in the kitchen for him. So we're gonna take a look at that, and just a few other things. We'll probably go through the Doom Scroll as well here at the end. But yeah, hope you guys are having a good night. Always welcome in. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you like what you're seeing, that's always appreciated. But we're gonna get into some of these topics here, and let's just start. Let's just start from the top because I just have this pulled up. All right, and I hate this view always here. Move me back from the gaming screen. All right, so we'll go with this. So, from Variety on X here, the WGA West staff went on strike on Tuesday, that's today, weeks ahead of its negotiation with the AMPTP. That's the Association of Movie Motion Picture and Television Producers. That's what that is. So basically the producers, the money movers of Hollywood. But the workers are accusing leadership of the union that's their actual, bosses within the union, of breaking labor laws. So yeah, the people working at the Writers Guild of America, the staff actually working for the organization of the union, are going on strike against the organization because they claim the union is not doing right by them. Let's take a look here. All right. WGA staff go on strike weeks ahead of the AMPTP negotiations. The staff of the Writers Guild of America West went on strike on Tuesday, accusing leadership of the union of breaking labor laws. The strike will affect about 100 of the 150 staffers at the union. The workers, represented by the Pacific Northwest Staff Union, voted to authorize a strike last month after talks broke down. Unions are striking against unions. This is the inception of the left that we've come to. Quote, the Writers Guild Staff Union, WGSU. So, hold on. So you're telling me the Writers Guild staff has a union at the Writers Guild of America? So the union has a union? I'm confused. How does that even work? Like, hold on here. Technical problems already. Let me screen myself for a sec. All right. There we go. My soundboard was not working. Okay. There we go. Hopefully that works now. So, back to this. Nice little beautiful ad right there. The staff of the Writers Guild of America went on strike Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we read that. The Writers Guild Staff Union has called an unfair labor practice strike in protest of the ULPs committed by Writers Guild of America West management. The union said in a statement, quote, Guild management has surveilled workers for union activity, terminated union supporters, and engaged in bad faith surface bargaining, showing no intention to come to an agreement on most of the WGSU's core issues. So, the union is going on strike because they're complaining that the union management is not bargaining hard enough. That's one of their complaints. The other complaints is that they're just generally acting like, I don't know, a classic union, surveilling workers for union activity and terminated union supporters and engaged in bad faith. Yeah, this just sounds like classic mafia union style bullshit. And they're just trying to control things from within. I mean, yeah, like if you haven't gotten the fact that like modern day, like unions are shitty, like, hello? This is the thing about unions, is that unions are, at their core at this point, obsolete. That there are so many laws that are intrinsic and based in our country that you can't go. There are certain labor laws, child labor laws, discrimination laws that you can't go back on. And the 40-hour work week, things that are set like that, like we can't go backwards on that. The populace, it is ingrained in the culture now over the past 100 years that we cannot go back from that. Just like social welfare programs. Nobody's going to go back on those because it's far too unpopular to go back on those. And nobody's going to go back on 40-hour work weeks. Nobody's going to go back on no children in the mines. Even though if I'm going to be honest with you, a year working as a teacher, some of these motherfucking kids, they'd rather be working in the mines. They'd rather work in the mines than waste their time in school. Sorry, that's just how it goes. But we as a country are never going to go back on that. It's too ingrained in our culture, the same way Social Security is ingrained in our culture, the same way Medicare and Medicaid are ingrained in our culture. Even though those programs, if we're trying to save money, probably should be cut. Welfare probably should be cut. But they're not going to. You know why? Because too many people are invested in them. Too many people want those programs. It would be too unpopular for them to be gotten rid of. So they're never going to be gotten rid of. And that's why we don't need unions to exist to ensure that those things stick around. And in terms of asking for what unions are designed to ask for, which is less hours, higher pay, better conditions, better amenities, all of that, I'm pretty sure we've reached sort of a threshold on that. We've reached the top. I don't know if we can go any further, especially in sectors that are really strained, like Hollywood. And however much we want to meme on Hollywood, talk about how shit it is a sector, business-wise, that is very strained. On the verge of collapse. And these guys, this union, especially union for fucking creatives, the Writers Guild. Writers in Hollywood. These are not manual laborers. There's no reason they need a union. They're being mistreated. They're being given 90-hour work weeks. Fuck, just don't do the job. Go somewhere else. That's just the way to write your own shit and then turn it in to somebody. If it's good shit, somebody's going to want to adapt it. I'm not an expert on the business, but I feel like it's not the same as the hard manual labor of some jobs that may have needed a union at one point. But anyway, continuing here. Get rid of this fucking ad. All right. The move comes 1 month before the WGA is due to sit down with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers to begin bargaining a new contract for Hollywood TV and film writers. The union leadership has said that it expects bargaining to go on as normal despite the strike. So they're saying, listen, our staffers may be gone, but they're not needed. Apparently that's what they're saying, is that these staffers are not needed to do the job, to make sure that these negotiations continue. So one has to wonder, what the actual fuck is the reason to have so many staffers employed at the WGA? What? I'm not... I'm a bit confused as to why they have so many. Members of the staff union began picketing outside. Picketing. I always find it's interesting, right? I always find that it's interesting that these guys, they're still out there treating politics and treating protesting and all that like it's 1972. This is going outside with their little picket signs, protesting, right? And don't cross the line, filthy scabs. It's like, how fucking outdated. Just don't show up. Like, people know you're protesting. Put it on fucking social media. Complain loudly on social media. That has more... Honestly, complaining loudly on social media and acting self-righteous, basically how the fucking Me Too movement, woke movement, all that bullshit has worked. Cancel culture just in general is way more effective than going out with fucking picket signs like it's 1972 and acting like that's going to make a fucking difference. Why? Because your fucking Pop back in 1972 did it, protesting the conditions of the Campbell Soup Factory? No, nobody gives a shit. It's pointless to me. It's all for show. It's all for show. It's all virtue signaling. But as it states here, all right. Members of the staff union began picketing outside WGA West headquarters on Tuesday afternoon, carrying signs like "It's giving AMPT." It's giving AMPTP and WGA live your labor values. What kind of what kind of
what the hell is even that?
What kind of fucking signs are those? Like, what? Those are terrible slogans. Scabby the Rat, a large inflatable mascot that is a familiar sight on the picket line, was parked at 3rd Street and the Fairfax Ave. Bro. They have a giant inflatable rat named Scabby the Rat. It's so performative, bro. It's so fucking performative. Like, what's the fucking point of this, man? Like, quote, "There's just been no engagement, no real engagement from them to us," said Missy Brown, a co-chair of the WGSU, that is the union to the union, bargaining committee. So this lady sits as the co-chair of the bargaining committee for the union to a union. What?
Try to relax your anus.
I feel like I'm being mind fucked there.
Okay.
She said that at the last negotiating session, quote, "It was just very apparent there was no more movement from management." Wow. How riveting. What great insight there. Missy Brown. Missy Brown is some Rosa Parks ass name, dude. Like this some like old civil rights black woman name, man. Like Missy Brown. Missy Brown makes good fried chicken. That's all I'm saying. You know it. You know that shit's seasoned well. In a statement on the Guild's website, the WGA said that it will continue to bargain in good faith with the staff. Okay. The union also stated that AMPTP negotiations, quote, in particular will be mainly impacted since The union also stated that AMPTP negotiations, quote, in particular will be minimally impacted since the executive staff and managers who play key roles working directly with the WGA negotiating committee will not be on strike. That is a long-winded way of saying your entire fucking strike doesn't even matter. The thing you're fucking complaining about, we don't give a shit about. Not affecting us at all. Go home. Again, why do they have so many staffers if apparently their staffers do not matter? That is very union, very union. WGA West headquarters will be closed, blah, blah, blah. The Guild had planned to hold 2 meetings Wednesday, Saturday to brief writers on negotiating priorities with the AMPTP. Those meetings have been canceled. Oh, they had to cancel meetings, guys. They had to cancel meetings. How are they going to function without any meetings? Oh, my gosh. Oh, no.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
WGA is also due to hold its annual awards. Oh, their awards? On March 8th. There was no word on whether the event will be... Oh, my gosh, guys. What if we don't get the WGA awards? What are we going to do? How are we going to continue to go on? We're going to be so fucked, guys. If we don't get the WGA awards...
Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Exactly. Fuck everybody. We need this. Okay, guys? I need to go full screen for this. We fucking need the WGA awards, okay? How are we going to fucking go on if we don't know who wins best bullshit writer of some bullshit TV show that you've never seen before if we don't get our WGA awards? Do you think of an awards that's less cared about than this? And it's up against things like the Emmys. And like think about the fact that the Tonys exists. That's still a fucking thing. Awards for Broadway shows. You know, where acting careers go to die. That's what Broadway has become now. That's why Rachel Zegler and Simu Liu are there now. And this thing has a fucking award show. It's crazy, man. Anyway, yeah. Unions protesting unions. And the wild thing is that it's all going to be bad for Hollywood because that's just the Writers Guild staff that's going on strike. But if that's a thing that fucking spreads to other places and the writers actually go on strike, or like other parts of Hollywood join them in like solidarity or whatever shit, and they go on strike, like that can start affecting things really bad. Especially like you have major deals going on right now, like Paramount trying to get with Warner Brothers, steal them away from fucking Netflix. Which, let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that for a motherfucking second. So, if you didn't know, Warner Brothers pretty much has been on lock this whole time with Netflix. It seems like it was a done deal. It seemed like Netflix was going to walk away with Warner Brothers. They had their little complimentary deal where Netflix even promised to pay like $5 billion. The deal didn't go through. Netflix had like exclusive negotiating rights or whatever with Warner Brothers. It was getting so bad that like fucking everybody had given up except Paramount. Paramount was still the dude at the chick's window being like, please give me a chance. Just give me a chance, please. And apparently it's working. Because Paramount, they came out with an offer that was like, hey, we will cover like the breakup fee with Netflix. We will, we will give you this much amount more money on top of your evaluation. Like they're paying a premium price, way over the amount of money that they should pay for Warner Brothers. Because let me tell you, Warner Brothers probably isn't even worth what they're asking for themselves right now, with the amount of fucking debt that's on that fucking company. And yet, there's a bidding war to get to Warner Brothers. And all of it is because people want to get their hands on DC, and they want to get their hands on Harry Potter. Yes, they want to get their hands on HBO, all that shit too. Game of Thrones, all that. Especially with House of the Dragon that's going on right now. House of the Dragon, it feels like House of the Dragon is kind of falling, or not House of the Dragon, Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It feels like Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is kind of falling through the cracks right now. But it's out there and it is massively successful. And I think it's going to revitalize sort of the Game of Thrones universe and Westeros and all that. Unfortunately, nothing else will be as good as it because nothing else is like Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Because Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is in direct contradiction to pretty much every other story that is told by George R.R. Martin in that world. Like, it's completely different. It's better in a lot of people's eyes, but it's completely different. It's him actually doing a hero's journey story, which is not what you get out of him usually. But that's kind of on the come up, but it's mostly Harry Potter, which is still probably the biggest franchise that Warner Brothers actually owns. And what was the other one I just said? DC, obviously. Is there a better chance that the DCU lasts if Paramount gets it rather than Netflix? I would say yes. I think Paramount is dumb enough to want to keep James Gunn and his DCU around to lose them more money. I think there's a real big likelihood that James Gunn would rather want to stay around. The only problem is that James Gunn might have already nuked his chances of having a successful franchise. And I still think the way that franchise, the way DC survives, is they just need to scrap everything and they need to go back to doing what they were doing before doing what was successful. They need to go back doing animated television shows. Build the hype up more, make it more relatable, earn an entire new generation of fans that aren't attached to this shitty work done by Snyder and the shitty work that's being done by fucking James Gunn. and have something completely different offered to them. I think that's more likely to happen if Warner Brothers went to Netflix and Paramount. But either way, it'd be a big hill to climb for Paramount to make their money back on this offer. Because the offer that they're probably going to give is enormous. Because there is even, like, basically, Discussing Film says here, Warner Brothers is considering restarting sales talks with Paramount after the latest offer, because Paramount put in an offer recently, and it was good enough for Paramount to actually take notice and step away from Netflix for a minute. And basically, they've already hit Paramount with, hey, you got 7 days to respond with an even better offer. So, which is a little wild. But Warner Brothers knows that Paramount is simping, and simping hard for them. So they can probably get them pretty easily. Probably get them to sweeten the deal even more. But all I know is that if Paramount does end up going through with whatever deal they're able to get Warner Brothers to agree to, they are all in. They have to make that work. If Warner Brothers does not work, Paramount is going down with them. Because they're taking on massive amounts of debt, and they are putting a massive amount of money into Warner Brothers in hopes that it will someday make a profit. I think personally it's stupid. They should let Netflix have it. And I know a lot of people will be like, that would be the death of theaters. There wouldn't be movies. And the end of the movie windows, blah, blah, blah. Theaters are already dying. You're not reversing that trend. Theaters are becoming vinyl. Actually going to the movies is becoming an experience that you go to, that you do for certain films. Stuff that you most likely know is going to be really good. It's not something you do anymore. People don't have enough time. First off, that's one of the big problems. See, this is the thing. People think it's about the money. People think it's about the money as to why people don't go to theaters. That's simply not true. The problem is that, yes, it's a little bit of the money, but a lot of it is the time. People don't have enough time in their busy schedules, constantly doing things, to take time to travel to a theater, go see the movie, and travel back. And typically when you go see a movie, you also go out to dinner or lunch, or you do other stuff like it's a day event, right? You don't just go to the movies and then go back. You don't just go to work, pop off to the movies for lunch, go see a movie or half a movie or whatever, then go back to work. Like, it's not a thing, okay? So like it's already kind of more of an event. And people just don't have the time to do it. You see this a lot, actually, more of like sports, like baseball. People don't have the time to invest into a baseball game because baseball games are really long. Baseball games take as long as they need to take to finish. Now, back in the 1940s, 1930s, all the way through the 1960s, people had time and days off. Enough time off to go, and enough things they're not doing in their day to go. Enough things that weren't competing for their attention and entertainment that they could go to a baseball game, spend the whole day there, enjoy it. People aren't like that anymore. People don't have time. That's really the big thing, I think, that's killing theaters. It's a lot more convenient because I'm already at home where I'm doing so many other tasks to just watch the movie at home. Because when it's over, there's no travel time. There's no other stuff that I feel obligated to do because of the fact that it's an event. I've gone out to the theater, gotten dressed, gotten ready, all that stuff. And yes, that is a factor that plays into it. That's really what I think is killing theaters, is the time. Will Paramount acquiring Warner Brothers ensure that more Warner Brothers films get put into theaters and have a traditional window? Yes, maybe, probably. Does that mean it's going to save theaters? Absolutely not. Does that mean that the product is going to be better? No, not that either. Whoever acquires Warner Brothers, whether that's Paramount or Netflix or whatever, has to understand that for about the next 5 years, Warner Brothers probably has about a mountain of shit that it's going to produce before things get better. Anyway, let's see here. Let's talk about. Let's switch gears here. Let's talk about Highguard. So, if you don't know, Highguard, let me look this up here. Fuck it, we'll use Pirate Nation. I don't like using Pirate Nation because he's a fuck, but we'll go ahead and save that. And let me bring up, let's see here, because I want to look at this too. Let's do, fuck that up. Let's see here. Steam DB chart. Okay. Oh, man. Let's go to this. All right. So, if you didn't hear today, Highguard's website was down. And it's over, guys. It's very, very over. So, as Pirate Nation says here, Highguard website is down. Get ready for a full-blown shutdown. It says here, Highguard, site unavailable, yada, yada, yada. Listen, there's been some wonky stuff on the internet today. YouTube was down. The front page was down for a while today. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that if this doesn't have anything related to that and they just shut the website down, that's not a good sign. And this comes off the back of like most of the staff, from what it sounds like, got laid off at Highguard, which is funny because they had a whole year, right? Whole year of content that was planned out and mapped out because they were so confident. Jeff Keighley fucking gassed this thing up so much. And the reality is, nobody fucking turned out for it. About 100,000 people came in right as it launched, took one look at it, probably played 2 games, and were like, nope, fuck that. Then they immediately tried to add 5v5 because they saw a lot of people were being like, this map is way too big for 3v3. And it was a little bit better from what I heard. And then it became, but after that, it wasn't enough to keep people around. And the updates are just not coming fast enough. And to be honest, even with the updates, like, this is one of those games that just needs a major overhaul and just restart from the beginning. I'm going to be real honest with you. If you want a live service game, especially a competitive shooter like this, you can only have success one of two ways. You can either do what Fortnite does. And Fortnite is basically the Walmart of competitive online live service games, right? Provide everything to everybody. That's what they are. And they're successful doing it. You can go that route. That's very expensive. That is not done overnight. And Fortnite had a lot of growing pains. And they probably almost failed a bunch of times. And they are wildly different from the game they initially envisioned in being. I don't know if you guys know this, but way back in the day, when I was a kid, Fortnite was a tower defense game. It was. It was a fucking tower defense game. A more involved version of some mobile shit. Where you would go out and you would collect resources during the day, and then night would fall. And then you would build fortifications to defend against hordes of zombies that would attack. And as characters, you and your team would fight against the hordes of zombies. After building, that's why the fucking build mechanics are in the fucking game. And that's why it was called Fortnite. Because at night, you built the fortifications, and then at night, the zombies would come and you would defend against them. The thing is that eventually they strapped a battle royale mode to Fortnite. People started playing that because the actual way that the game was built, everybody fucking hated. Thought it was dumb. But the battle royale mode, people really enjoyed. And that took off. And now Fortnite is something completely different. Fortnite is a Walmart battle royale where you can put whatever skin you can dream of on and just fight from solos to 4v4s. In many different ways, too. They got regular Fortnite Battle Royale, where you can fight against some autistic Korean kid who's way too good at building and will make you look fucking dumb. Or you can do zero build. Zero build, which is basically that minus the building. So you have a little bit more chance to strategize, not look like a complete dumbass. It's where pretty much, I would say, a lot of people spend their time in Fortnite. You got Reloaded, which was successful for a little bit until you got Blitz. And Blitz is basically if Fortnite was Call of Duty. That's what Blitz feels like. And then it's just straight brain rot. And then they even got the Fortnite Festival, which is fucking Guitar Hero. And then they got fucking Fortnite Racing, which is fucking Mario Kart. But Fortnite. It really is, something for everybody in the Battle Royale sense. You can do that and be successful as a live service game. Again, takes decades and multiple complete overhauls, is very expensive with very little chance of success, and maybe you break through. Kind of a little hard seeing that Fortnite is already doing that. Or you can create an IP, have a first-person shooter actual game, a campaign game, something story, something new. Give somebody characters and a story to be attached to. And then create a live service attachment or multiplayer game to go along with that, with those characters, maybe even add-on characters. And that way you could be successful. But just throwing this shit out there like Overwatch did, that's not going to work anymore. You can call it oversaturation. You can call it anything you want in that vein. But it's just, no, people aren't doing this anymore. The time of live service dominance, especially this slop-looking live service dominance, is not, people aren't accepting it. It's done. It's over. As shown by this. Where they literally took just... You know how Steam came out and said that they built the Steam machine by basically looking up what the most popular like computer like parts in a PC bought were, and then they just took those components, put them together, and created a game PC? That feels like how Highguard was made as a live service game, where the guys just, they looked and saw what were the most popular parts of a live service game, competitive live service game, and they just put that together and decided to sell it. Kind of feels low effort. But yeah, not a good sign that their website is already down after mass layoffs. And more than that, let's go to this here. Look at that. It's 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Fair enough. 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. 1,093 in right now. 1,500 peak. So, not that much difference. I mean, and look at that peak number. So, yeah. What did this get down to? 890, 789. 789. 627. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, this thing's dead. Absolutely cooked. But where's, oh yeah, and remember that guy who was like, he wrote an entire article. Josh Sobel was his name. He was a developer at Highguard, and he basically wrote an entire article on X talking about how gamers were the problem, and basically gamers were the reason why the game failed, because they had decided from the first look of the game that they hated it and it wasn't going to work. Yeah, it's almost like the market decides what it likes and what it doesn't like. And they judge fucking books off their cover. You know, the thing that's supposed to bring them in, and your cover fucking sucked. And guess what? Even when it did come out and 100,000 people checked out your game and they looked at it, actually played it, and were like, let's give this a chance, see if it's actually dog shit or if there's actually something more to it. They played it, and guess what? They found out they were completely right. It was dog shit. Because if those 100,000 people, me included, played it and were like, oh, this is actually good, guess what? We would have played it more. And we would have told our friends. And they would have told people. And you would have gotten buzz online. Yes, there would still be haters and detractors saying it's shit. But if you got more people to come online and actually talk about it, and have a positive view of it, and I mean legitimate people, not the fucking shills you paid to come out and test for it, or people shilling it online just to be contrarian. No. I'm talking about actual people, a good number of people that like the game come out and say it was good. Then the game would actually be successful. But the numbers just don't prove that. The numbers prove the opposite. That the game was bad. And he kind of also blames culture war in his article, I believe, too. I don't know. I didn't read the whole fucking thing, surprisingly enough. So maybe I'm wrong about that. But this game had nothing to do with the culture war. I think I heard somebody say that like one of the characters was supposed to be a transmission person. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody even cared enough to know these characters really at all. I can't name a single fucking one of them. And I played the game because they're that generic and I don't care about. There's nothing that. This is why I said that you need a story-based, like, first-person shooter, like, campaign game to actually get you involved and want to know the characters, know the story behind, know what's fucking going on. Because if I care about the characters, I actually want to play those characters, especially in a competitive environment. There are dudes out there that play as fucking Starscream or Goku or whatever in Fortnite because they have an emotional attachment to those characters because they think they're cool from the IPs that they are actually in. They had no attachment to those characters and they're just random characters. You think they would actually care about playing them? Think they would actually be a draw to the game to have them? No. But yeah, this had nothing to do with culture war. This had everything to do with the game sucked. And guess what? Everybody told old Joshy Boy that, and now he deleted his account. It's gone. Embarrass this motherfucker till he bounced up out of here. And yeah. Posts from an account that no longer exists. Probably off somewhere calling us toxic gamers. Blaming toxicity online. Oh, and by the way, you want to talk about paid shows for this game? This was corpo paid game. Because from Wario 64, GameFile, Tencent, Chinese money, right? Was the undisclosed lead financial backer of Wildlight Entertainment that developed Highguard.
Damn!
Chinese money. I don't get it, man. The Chinese commie-owned company wars are upon us. It's funny because I can't remember the name. NetEase, that's the other one. NetEase and Tencent are like the big ones for China. And right now, they're just two puppets controlled by the Chinese government on both sides going back and forth at each other about which shitty online service game can grift more money for the Chinese government. By the way, NetEase is winning because they have Where Winds Meet and Marvel Rivals. And Tencent has Ubisoft. Ooh. Again, Netflix or NetEase has Marvel Rivals and Where Winds Meet.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yeah, they're doing good. Meanwhile, Tencent looks fucked. Because, oh yeah, and this confirms, by the way, indie studio Wildlight, right? Now, to be fair, again, a lot of these companies that are indie developers, right, actually take big money, right? Big backer money. Which is why I think, like, Dispatch is such a cool game from a development standpoint. Just because, like, their biggest backer was fucking Critical Role. Because their other big backers, like abandon them essentially. I think that's pretty cool. And actually indie, you know. But the very idea that a company as massive as Tencent, the guys that own the majority of Ubisoft, that they were the guys behind this studio is wild. It does make sense though from kind of a development standpoint that the Chinese would be the ones to be like, oh, what do Western like? What do Westerners like? Let's find out what they like and just make a game out of that. Put the things they like together and just put it in one game. You just one game with all the things they like, put it together and put it out. No way this lose money. We make all the money. Yeah. That's not how that works. But yeah, Highguard completely fucked. Dead game. It's gone. Get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Oh gosh. Let's see here. Oh yeah. One thing I'm seeing is that like people are saying like Marathon might actually look at, let me bring this up. Let's see here. So like yeah, they're starting to release some of these videos here of Marathon, and I won't lie. Let me go back here. All right, let's make sure the. There we go. Let's see if we have sound here.
What do you got? Cardio kick.
I won't lie, it doesn't look terrible, right? It still have the. I still think it has this sort of. I still think that it has this sort of like unfinished fucking Lego Minecraft bullshit, neon colored assault on your eyes look to it. But one thing I will say is, from as opposed to the other trailers, it looks a lot clearer and it looks a lot cleaner. Like, I still don't like the color schemes. And I still don't like the overall motif that's going on here with the art design. But I will say that it does look cleaner. And the combat, it looks like there's kick to it. It looks like it's punchy. It actually feels good to actually, like, fight in the game. So, I mean, maybe?
Another med drone if anybody needs a refresh. Oh my god.
Dude, we're doing a raid right now.
Wait, why is this a 6-person raid? What is this?
Okay, I can't tell if they're fighting PvP or yeah. That's PvP, okay. I think.
We've actually gotten golds from some of these commanders before.
Maybe it's PvE? Alright.
Yeah, I've gotten 2 gold from this. I've only gotten
It's
1 gold from Commander. It was on perimeter.
like it doesn't look terrible. And like I know
Okay, I'm gonna try and get out of here to get the...
Kata from New Blackstreet posted like I think this video and he's like Marathon doesn't actually look like shit. And I'm like, maybe it doesn't look like shit. I mean, what if that's the wild thing, guys? What if Highguard releases and is an absolute dog shit game and fails completely, but because that dies in some way, it saves the soul of Marathon, and Marathon like revitalizes and somehow becomes successful. I don't know. What if fucking Bungie snatches victory from the jaws of defeat? Is this a possibility? Let's keep going.
Drew's gonna go grab the keys if you just wanna. Well, everybody just wants to come to the center wing.
Okay.
Did we hit the button and or just working? I didn't hit any button.
Wait, yeah, we need to hit the buttons. If you guys want to go hit the buttons,
okay.
we can open command wing and do command wing together.
I'll hit the button here.
Pretty far jump on
Player
you.
on me.
Player?
Full team on me. Full team.
Full
on me.
team! Full team on Drew!
Yeah.
Full team on Drew! Destroyed one! Go! 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 Go!
These guys are being very clean. Very clean in their language. Just fucking spam grenades.
Go boys, go.
It's wild.
Guys, help us! Guys, there's a team! Come! Come! Come!
Keeps telling them to come. I
Full
don't
team
like
here,
that.
Full team here. Yeah, they're in destroyed wing. No, they got me.
See, here's the thing. The way they're playing this in like the actual like game makes you feel like it's gonna they're promoting sweatiness. Like it's gonna be very competitive and like it doesn't feel like it's gonna have the same vibes as something like Arc Raiders where you go on solo runs, or a lot of times like you're just kind of helping each other out and kind of being nice to each other and all that. It feels like this is more like, nah, we're going in, we're fucking everybody up on sight. Like,
Rowan got me, but
can res people from afar. That's interesting.
I'm healing, I got a self,
All right.
I got you, Rook.
We got this, guys.
Dropping a claymore down. Just be very careful over here.
I'm on the right side, guys.
Gotcha.
Claymores don't respect proximity challenges. All right. Well, that, I mean, again, that looks, I'm saying, man, like, it doesn't look terrible. It definitely looks like they've cleaned it up a whole lot. Is it gonna be successful? Maybe. I don't think so. Like, will it be as bad of a disaster as Highguard? Probably not. Just because compare the two's like art just based on it, the way it looks, like how smooth it looks and how well optimized actually already it looks. It looks way better than Highguard. But is it gonna be like this masterpiece? I don't think so. America, the key difference is Destiny makes you a superhero. In Marathon, you're a survivor. And they say dumb fucking shit like that. But yeah, I mean, I'd say some of the worst things about this is the like art direction. Like it, I don't know. There's something just off about it. It's like 45 degrees. I don't know. Something about Marathon is just like 45 or 15 degrees off. Like good. Like it could have been good, but it's not. Anyway, let's see here. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, if I can remember it. Marathon. Yeah, I think that was kind of everything I wanted to talk about. Not a whole lot of politics stuff that I feel like I really need to speak on right now. They've passed. Oh, there was this thing, like, I just pulled it up here. Let's see here. There was this thing where, like, this guy was claiming that, like, he got his interview was rejected or whatever, or not allowed to air on Stephen Colbert. Blah, 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 blah. All right. CBS just called out their own host, Stephen Colbert, and Democratic Senate candidate James Tallarico for lying by claiming Trump's FCC blocked their interview from airing on TV. In the statement, CBS said Colbert was not prohibited from broadcasting the interview. Representative James Tallarico. The show was provided legal guidance that the broadcast could trigger the FCC equal time rule for the other candidates, including Representative Jasmine Crockett, and presented options for how the equal time for other candidates could be fulfilled. Oh, so basically they were saying, hey, because you have this guy on your show, and because we're, a network, we have to abide by equal time laws for political candidates, so you're going to have the Republican candidate on. So Colbert didn't want to have Jasmine Crockett on, so he made up an excuse saying the FCC barred his interview. What a loser. Okay. So, yeah. So I guess he's running in the primary with Jasmine Crockett. I don't know, because they're in the same party, so it doesn't really make sense. But anyway, I knew from the get-go, I was like, this is probably some bullshit. The guy was probably said some wild shit, and the network was just like, no, you can't say that. It's an out and out lie, like we know it is. Can't say. I just assumed that's what that was. But apparently if it's that, then I guess it makes sense too. But yeah, let's get into the doom scroll here. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav's real plan was to let Paramount, Netflix duke it out, sources tell. Well, they're definitely doing that, and Paramount's throwing a lot more punches. I don't think he's landing them, but they're throwing a lot more punches. All right. Breaking. 1 in 4 unemployed people, or 1.8 million Americans, have been job searching for over a half a year. Okay, so here's the thing. When it comes to trying to find a job, it all depends on your skill set and where you your proximity of jobs versus your skill set. My skill set, because of where I live, it was incredibly difficult to find a job. The thing I have a degree in is completely useless. It was a waste of time. I shouldn't have done it. I definitely should have done something else. I don't have the money to start a business. And there are not a ton of jobs that are not hard, back-breaking manual labor where I live in a more rural area versus where I used to live, which was in the shadow of a city, big city, where it would have been very easy for me to get a job. But that's just the nature of it. So it's all dependent upon your skill set and where you a lot of these people, by the way, 1.8 million Americans have been job searching for over half a year. I'm going to assume that means, 1 in 4 unemployed people. So, like, of all the unemployed people, 1.8 million of those unemployed people have been job searching for over half a year. I'm going to be real honest. A lot of those people are going to be chronic people on unemployment. A lot of those people are people who don't want to find a job. And there are a lot of them out there. Trust me. Robert Pattinson says he only tried going to therapy once. Smart man. The therapist asked me if I was on drugs because they couldn't understand what I was talking about. I was like, I'm trying my best. What?
What the hell is even that?
Was he at the therapist like, have you ever thought that sometimes that you think that you know that what you think you thought is real, but it can't, and the color is, you know, the thing that sometimes is what, yeah? You think he was like that? Like that kid? Because that's the only way that makes sense. But it's good that he's being, a man and not going to therapy. He's just stuffing his feelings, deep down inside. YouTube down is trending. No surprise there. Tolkien is trending. Why is Tolkien trending? Novels are, in my humble opinion, the best means to make fictional work better than films and show. Why? Because of blah blah blah. Take this for doesn't really say. I don't know why Tolkien is trending. Doesn't seem like they know why either. Today just seems like a perfectly good day for Tolkien to be trending. I want to say Aragon. I think that's how you spell it. Because there was something. There was something out here that was like Aragon was getting a remake or something like that. I can't remember where I saw it, but I heard that they were making a new Aragon like movie or rebooting that franchise. And I just want to say, if they are making an Aragon series or rebooting Aragon as like a movie series, that's a fucking terrible idea. Aragon is not a good book series. It is boring as shit. Christopher Paolini's writing is fucking terrible. I absolutely hate it. I tried, man. I tried to read the Aragon books when I was a kid. He takes like a page and a half to describe a fucking chair, dude. It's terrible. Like, do not watch. Like, don't waste your time. There is a reason why people went and saw the movie and was like, nope, I don't think we need any more of this. One, yes, the movie kind of looked like dog shit. It was a dog shit experience, and clearly spent all their money on the dragons. Like, there was like zero budget left for anything. Because the dragons look good, especially for the year in that, the early 2000s when that movie was made. They look really good. Everything else, dog shit. Acting is dog shit. Costumes are dog shit. Even the film, the way the film is shot and how it just looks on camera, looks terrible. The villain is terrible. And that's really why it failed too, by the way. The writing in this is absolutely terrible. And it's Christopher Paolini's writing. That's why the movie failed, because at the end of the day, story is kind of fucking boring. Anyway, that's my Aragon rant. I don't care about that. Highguard devs don't even ask you to play the game. They just look at you like this. Endymion, that looks like you. Like, fucking can't stand Endymion, man. You just... Anybody who's an anti-woke content creator, but also a Sony pony, like, what the fuck are we doing?
Why are you gay?
Ethan Hawke on actors speaking out about politics. The last place you probably want to look for advice in your spiritual counsel is a bunch of jet-lagged drunk artists talking about their film. But anything that fights fascism, I'm all for it. I believe in powerful cinema, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 dream, blah, 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 blah. So he basically says, well, you don't want to ask jet-lagged drunk artists. But as one, let me tell you what I think. So fucking...
Boy, that escalated quickly.
He's wearing... This motherfucker's wearing a sparkle jacket. This motherfucker's wearing a sparkle jacket. I rest my case. Hey, Grok, put... Yo, that... You looking a little thick there. That's wild. I don't think I'll leave that on there that long. Dear white people. Oh, this sounds like it's gonna go well from the start. It's not sweet in the streets. You have the freedom of speech, but not freedom from getting your ass beat. Keep your N-word obsessions online behind fake accounts where it's safe to do so. The real world has real consequences that your favorite content creators can't save you from. All right. So it was Shia LaBeouf, I guess. I heard Shia LaBeouf got arrested and got into a fight. Honestly, didn't really want to talk about it because I don't really care. I think at this point, it's been established that Shia LaBeouf is kind of a crazy fucking dude. He had a crazy fucking upbringing that was not emotionally, mentally stable. And he should kind of just be left alone because he's probably not emotionally, mentally stable dude. I've heard some of his statements on like religion and like being a man and stuff, and they were nice sentiments, but it's also kind of about like when like Kanye speaks. And like, yeah, I might agree with one thing Kanye might says, but then the next minute he's going to turn around and like say some shit or praise some people that I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about. So yeah. Let's see here. Fucking Google being a piece of shit. All right. People after watching episode 2. People watching episode 2 of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Why is Horny Alf posting out something from an episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms from like weeks ago? Anyway, Sir Duncan the Tall. He's big. It's a good drawing, I guess. Nothing suspicious about Highguard's initial spotlight and how Jeff Keighley has a strategic partnership with Tencent. Nothing suspicious. Just an inspiring indie dev team as they and Jeff describe them, with the backing of the biggest game publisher. I said nothing suspicious. That's a good point. Legacy Killer brings up a good point because I've forgotten about that. Jeff Keighley he and his show do have ties to Tencent, and he ends up promoting a Tencent game as his big reveal. What a shock. How can anyone look at this and think it's going to flop? Seriously. I feel like there's some cover being ran now for this game as well, but I mean, maybe it doesn't look that terrible. It doesn't look like the worst thing I've ever seen. A Knight of the Seven Kingdom. They did the meme again. Now we can feel represented. Yes, that's literally me. Yeah, it's like that, man. Like, men relate to men. It's kind of universal, man. The best one was fucking when they did this with Optimus Prime. Because Optimus Prime isn't even a man. He's not even a human. And dudes are like, yeah, I get that. YouTube goes down for 10 minutes. Dreamcast guy. YouTube is dead. This is why Dreamcast guy is the undisputed champion of clickbait videos and bad faith arguments. It's impressive how little shame he has. Why did you... did Dreamcast... Hold on. We have to do some jihading in real time. It's real. It's real.
Hey there, gamers. Dreamcast guy here. Today we're talking about, well, Google, YouTube, because as I record this, YouTube is currently down. Now, I've been a full-time YouTuber for over a decade. But
okay.
I think everybody who loves YouTube has probably been on the site since pretty much the start. There's now been almost 20 years of content, billion.
What?
And apparently this is happening literally to everybody across the planet. This is not just sometimes like...
Okay, yes.
Whether you like AI or hate AI, basically all these data centers lately are trying to really crank out stuff power grid wise.
Oh, he's blaming AI?
So they have crazy Google generation stuff, right? Even Google has been putting billions, tens of billions of money into basically AI generation. And by their own admissions, this is bogging down their own servers.
Oh my gosh. I love it. He's like, it's AI. Does he make a Xbox?
Same servers that every AI grid is based on. Now, this is the thing. I do think that this is probably going to come back relatively soon. Even as I record this now, actually, I'm going to click here. Let's click the YouTube Reddit right now and see if it's coming back. YouTube is coming back. Okay, so it seems like it is coming back as of now. I am still in that spot where it is very odd that it's even possible for stuff to crash, right? It still feels weird that we're in this area where as every...
Okay. I was wondering if, as he kept yapping there, if he's going to be like somehow related to Xbox. Because I feel like Xbox, everything's related to Xbox dead with him. But that's fucking wild. I have to hold on. Hold on. I didn't think this was real, but it was. But thanks for that, Josh. Thanks, Josh, the editor. What a guy. Anyway, oh shit, I didn't mean to click on that. Let's see here. The Housemaid with 372 million has officially surpassed Sinners at 369 million at the global box office. I think we know why, guys.
It's time to go.
I think we know why. the real reason is women went and saw this movie because from what I heard, it's basically The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, which, yeah, this is a chick flick, it's, a suspenseful females centric film, which, by the way, there's an audience for that. Women will go see it. Men will take women on a date night to see movies like that. And women will ask dumb fucking questions afterwards. If we were married with kids, would you cheat on me with our babysitter? And then you'll say something dumb like, well, how old's the babysitter? And then she'll answer with something like, my aunt, and she's 60.
What the hell is even that?
But what she doesn't know is that your 60-year-old aunt, well,
It's time to go.
just putting it out there. Oh, boy.
Hey, Charlie, you're under arrest.
Arrest? I don't feel like I'm under arrest. How about you, Yahoo?
Nah, not a bit.
Not even a little bit.
You turn around and put your hands behind your back.
I don't think so.
Your mistake is
This
thinking you
pecs
got
just
a goddamn
bounced?
choice, boy.
That's
And your
wild.
mistake. Thinking that you're...
I don't think that I know Charlie Kirk was probably tall. I don't think he's taller than Obama. I'm
in
not sure.
America. You're a long way from home.
Colin Berry.
This is Tel Aviv.
What the fuck, dude? By the way, this is why RAM is like $900. Sir Duncan, people are just taking this scene and they're just flexing in different music in it. Like it's great, man. White Monster, Red Bull will kill. Some of the memes are good. Just setting the record straight at Dice Awards, Erika Ishii, and at the game.
Come here, Erica, come on.
Yes, and I'm Stella Chung, and I'm here to say that everyone who congratulated me on being nominated for Ghost of Yote is racist.
Yes. Everybody right there. Come here.
Volume's
Erica,
pretty
come on
low,
up.
but
This is Erika Ishii, everybody, okay?
Please.
The Ghost of Yote, all right?
so we're just okay.
So just
Stella.
yeah.
Stella.
Stella, Erica, Stella. Yeah.
Thank you for all your activism.
All right.
Stella is
Stella Chung, and I'm here to say that everyone.
Stella is a lot more attractive, and I guess they're trying to be funny, like understand, like maybe memeing on themselves, probably not, but it's all just so fucking cringe. You'll live to be alive, take care of your family or something. I don't even want to get into whatever the fuck that is. Valkyrie says Mr. Beast messaged her asking if she hated him after she canceled filming for the streamer competition. To be fair, I did cancel last second, but my sister is giving birth, and by proxy that means I'm giving birth. That's not necessarily how that works, but sure, it's a nice sentiment. It's kind of a first off, she didn't say she didn't cancel not because she hates Mr. Beast. She didn't say that. But also, this is kind of I was busy washing my hair kind of excuse. All right. Ira Parker, because of the budget, we could not shoot Lionel Baratheon's spear fighting scene. That's unfortunate because I do wish we'd seen a little bit more of the other battles going on during the fight. I get that they wanted to show purely from like Sir Duncan's viewpoint, but like a little bit more would have been nice. Currently, PlayStation Studios, I don't give a shit. I don't even know what that was. Some joke. Every content creator who told you this game was amazing should have their names booked in the Shilstein. Trace is wild, dude. Shout out to New Blackstreet. For those keeping track of her franchises, MCU, Conjuring, Ghostbusters, blah, 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 blah. She's only 19. McKenna Grace. Cast with that. I didn't know she was in all this shit, but that's cool, I guess. Clearly been acting since she was a child. A gentleman on both on and off the show. Cool. I don't know what the shirt says, but oh yeah, there's before putting my money down, will this fight be in the jelly or the mud? Very funny robot hit. But yeah, I didn't know that apparently there's a fight that's going to happen between Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano. And I'm going to have to be honest, this looks AI. Like, doesn't it look like just a little off or something? But like, I don't know. They called Floyd Mayweather versus what's his name? Mike Tyson, like, or who was it? Mike Tyson and somebody else, Evander Holyfield. I forget who the fuck was it, but it was like Battle of the Unks because it looked like your two uncles fighting over a chicken wing at the barbecue. I think that's how Snoop Dogg put it. This feels like Battle of the Aunties. Battle of your aunties. At the barbecue. Like, they're just like, it's cool, but like they're too old to be doing this, man. Like, anyway. Jabba the Hutt's son Rada and Mandalorian Grogu, played by Jeremy Allen White. Don't know why he's fucking do that, but yeah, fucking supposed to be like a jacked Hutt. Like, what are you fucking doing? But yeah, I forgot about this. This is one of the other things I want to talk about. There was a new Mandalorian trailer, and let's see if I can go to my page. Let's see here. Let's go to replies. Where is it? Fucking. This is wild. I'm getting distracted.
But cleaning your room right now. Really, AJ? You're supposed to be cleaning your room right now.
What a shock.
We agreed that you could only watch all the Captain Durag movies if...
Captain Durag. Not to be confused with Jerry Curl Man. It's the superpowers of wet slicked hair.
You are racist.
Or Professor Fried Chicken creates delicious seasoned fried chicken. This is our second racially motivated fried chicken reference during this stream. This is out of hand. This has gotten out of hand here. Let's finish this.
If your room was clean. And it's far from clean.
Come on, Mom. I can clean my room after. There's a new Captain Durag sequel coming out on Friday, and we need to watch all his movies before.
They made the kids say Captain Do-Rag.
Damn!
They made the kids say Captain Do-Rag.
Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow.
Or we see it. Let's just watch them instead. As a family.
Aw, so cute. I mean, puppy eyes ain't gonna work this time.
That's just... I don't even know. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. I have to mute the first couple of seconds of that because that's going to get hit real quick.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
Oh, it's fucking It's a city planet.
I can use some information.
We've never been there before.
For this price, I'll tell you whatever you want. I'm looking for a hut.
It's supposed to be Martin Scorsese.
Gangsters, war criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of
So
cards.
overly. Remember, stormtroopers.
This isn't about revenge.
Snowtroopers.
It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
You will suffer. And then it will be his turn.
Before going
Pedro
into harm's
Pascal's
way,
actually going to have
check
to
your
do some
armor.
acting.
The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to
Yeah, it's
protect
almost like you should just give him to somebody else. Move on.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for?
Well, if the thing could go into sport mode, why'd the mom abandon it? How is that thing going so fast?
Let's save the rest for after dinner.
Oh my gosh, so fucking stupid, dude. Like, dude, what? It's so dumb, man. Like, I don't feel anything watching this. Like, I don't feel like it feels like an extended version of a Star Wars like show, like an extended episode. Like, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie. Like, Star Wars is so dead, man. It's such a dead IP. It's so sad. We don't have sci-fi IPs right now. Like, that's a big thing. Like, sci-fi IPs are gone. We have to make new ones. And nobody's making a new sci-fi IP. You know why people aren't doing new sci-fi IPs? Because sci-fi has become too big. And the amount of money that needs to go into making science fiction and look like new versions of the future, and for it to be realistic enough for us to believe it, that juice isn't worth the squeeze anymore, because they can't tell good stories within the bounds of those futuristic environments. It's hard for them to do. They can't do both. Nobody can create futuristic like environment. It's really disheartening, man. I don't think like we're gonna get good sci-fi for, again, a real good long time. It's kind of sad. All right, let's see what other few things we have here. Yeah, there's not. I mean, all right. Yeah, I think that's probably. I think that's probably where we're gonna call it for tonight. There's not a whole lot of stuff going on that I see here. Crimson Desert, which Crimson Desert looks pretty good. I definitely would fuck with Crimson Desert. So if it delivers on all the things that it says it will, I'm not so sure. Something just feels off about Crimson Desert. My bullshit meter is kind of going off on it. And I know the devs have been transparent. They've been saying like, oh, we made sure we covered our bases and yada, yada, yada. But there's just something about it that just feels not 100% there. But maybe I'm wrong. I'll definitely pick it up when it comes out. Even if it doesn't deliver on everything that they say it's going to deliver on, it looks worth it. But anyway, yeah, I think we're at hour 45 almost. Yeah, I think we're probably going to call it here. Been a pretty good stream. These things are going a little bit smoother, I think. We'll be back again Thursday for the gaming stream. Thirsty Thursdays, where we'll play a little bit of, I think, Fable 1 again. The anniversary edition. Or maybe we'll play something else, switch it up a little bit. I don't know. Probably Fable 1, though. Anyway, more videos in between, as all shorts, regular videos, should have the review, the first game review video out tomorrow. And I'm saying that because I'm actually confident that it will be out tomorrow, because I'm almost finished with the process of editing it. It's been put off over and over again. I know I keep lying on when it's going to come out, but I put it off for too long, way too long, and it's finally going to come out, I think, tomorrow. But until then, it's been a good stream, been a good night. Hope to see you guys again more in the future. Thank you to all the people who catch us on the VOD as well. Shout out to you guys. And of course, make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And appreciate it. You guys have a good night. We'll catch you later next time.